Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this beautiful evening. My name is Sam. I will be your commentator for the last social race of this Saturday. We're in Abu Dhabi for a one-shot qualifying. Then I think it was 20 laps around the Abu Dhabi circuit. Whew, I am out of breath. I just ran up the stairs because I heard timer ticking down. My fan was making a very weird noise. But welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. And hopefully we can have some great qualifying. Just one shot, so it will be one lap, and then the grid's decided. Then 20 laps of racing. Whew. It's taking a long time for drivers to pick their tire compounds, so something you'll have to look out for. So quickly trying to grab the TikTok chat. Anything else? Yeah. And a lot of people already running up. Harry, I'm Sander. I am just doing this for the fun, so I'm not really professional. It's just a hobby for me. I've done this a couple times in other competitions, other leagues. I will quickly close my window because there's some people outside and I don't want them to hear anything, and I don't want y'all to hear them. Anyway, so we are on the way for the first part of qualifying. I'm gonna try to keep up with first driver off the grid. As we see already, one of them spinning around. As Kevin has, the squad is started from the back of the grid. I know he's doing that. I know the fella quite well. So anyway, just quickly putting the things on that needs to be on. As we have Dave currently leading the way, so I will try to keep an eye on with the Ferrari man himself. Of course, a lot of familiar faces I've also raced against, so hopefully you can have a great race. Right here, as we see Gurf retire from session starts 21st, and yeah. Hopefully everyone in the chat has had a great day. Sorry if my commentary is not the best. Of course, I just came out of doing comps for my own league, so also another competition. So I'm kind of still a little tired, but currently still Dave looking strong in the middle sector. But right now he has to put it all together in that final sector. Does not need to validate that car, and he does it. No, oh, that he will be gutted by that. As Nova Piper is currently the man to beat Nova across the line. I think he will be the fastest, and he will set the fast lap just barely though, with Milk right behind him. But sadly for Dave, he validated, so he will be starting P18. He had the pace to get his first pole in the MOR esports, but there will be Nova Piper starting the 20 lap race from pole position here in Abu Dhabi. Also looking at the gaps, it's actually 3,000 between Milk and Nova Piper. So actually kind of interesting to see that the gap is that close. It's the Abu Dhabi GP today, and if you want to know who the commentator is, my name is Sander. Just doing this for the fun of it. I've done a couple of commentaries before in this league. I have done a 10 a.m. race around Spa. I have done a 10 p.m. race around Monaco previously, and now I'm doing the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And I've raced here before. Actually, won my very first race here today in Suzuka. Quite an interesting race, quite difficult, I might say. I mean, the track is never easy when you're also doing it for the first time on this game in a proper session, and also trying to learn no assist is also very difficult. Though I might say I might have turned my line back on just for that. I mean, I'm struggling a lot with NA. I mean, it's really difficult without line, but I also did not have that much time to put in laps around this game in general. But we're on for the formation lap. As you actually see, a couple people starting behind Kevin, even though Kevin purely retired first, but I don't think that really matters for him that much. But we have Nova Piper leading away from a pole position in the Audi car. And anyone in the chat, welcome, say hi in the chat as we see, I don't know who that is, one is Milk trying to take the old layout of the track. That layout has not been active since 2020, mate, so good luck with that. I mean, on 21 game it did still exist, the old layout, and I much rather prefer this layout, as Nova Piper is actually upsetting the drivers who don't use line by taking out the brake boards, and I don't know if that's allowed actually in this league. Also, I just gotta check something real quick. Yep. I just want to make sure that my voice was clearly heard, but yeah, Nova mates, this is not really sportive of you, taking out brake boards. I don't even know if this is allowed in the rules, so yeah, keep an eye on that, because for the people who don't use line, it's gonna be difficult. I mean, it's easier with this game, especially with the lift and coasting. It's still difficult in some way. But yeah, Nova Piper currently looking on pole, trying to back up the pack a little bit, trying to keep his tires warm. Hopefully he can get a good start. The starts on this game are pretty interesting. Sometimes you have a lot of trucks, sometimes it's just also really hard with traction. If you take the overtake button, as the Aston Martin in the background goes a little bit wide, I think that's Aaron. But anyway, Nova Piper pulling up as we see there. I think it's Brownie teleporting all over the place. Actually, I'm just going to quickly look at the tire compounds. You have Brownie on the softs and the rest all on medium, except for two drivers on the hards. And you have Sniper on the, yeah, as we see all the rest of the machine, one of the Cadillacs pulling up on the back of the grid. As currently we're waiting for the red lights to go on, and then we're gonna go green in Abu Dhabi. And this is a beautiful shot we have here from the starting grid, as it's 5 red lights on for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in MOR Esports. It's lights out and away we go. A little bit of hesitation for the Audi driver, as already the Mercedes cutting across him, and there the Mercedes goes into the lead. Milk goes into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. A lot of coasting in the background with the Piper of course losing its position. There's also a yellow flag in the background, and that's Fabian Bess losing place with also a lot of carnage with one of the Ferraris, I believe. And we see then Alpine making a huge contact in the background. I think that's who was that? I think that was Oliver in the background. Kevin already up to P12 at that chaotic start, and the safe VSC is already out. That was a very chaotic start. You could barely see at the top left corner of your screen Alpine just hitting the barrier, and I think that was Oliver. I don't know if he's in the front wing, as here you see the the strategy for today. As yeah, his front wing is completely gone. Oliver, his nose, as we also see Fade not having the great start. Kevin had a beautiful start from 19 all the way to P12, as here we've seen the change position, as Sassy has a great start, as we're back on the racing speed with Kevin getting 7 places, Dave getting 4 places, with Austin, the teammate of Piper, getting 6 places, but you can see Oliver and Hayes both losing 30 places. Not the best starts. They both started in the top 10 and now are down at the bottom too, as Oliver has to pit for a new front wing. Just say slap on a new hard tire, just go to the end of the race, and I think that will be the best choice for him. Just trying to have that, as we have Milk leading the way into the first lap after Piper had a very bad start. As we're looking on into the background, are there any fights we can quickly pick up? We have a yellow sector 3, that is FaZe and Oliver, but my eyes are currently on the 2 Aston Martins battling it out, going uphill, and that's a beautiful overtake though from Aaron around the outside of his teammate. They're just still fighting Sassy, not giving it up. Around the inside we go, as the overtaking was of course enabled for the first time in this lap, as we're quickly gonna watch on board with the top runners. As we currently have Piper still looking maybe for the overtake, but he is going to lift the coast, charge the battery up, down the backside they are going, trying to look at where V-Carb goes. One of the V-Carbs looking for the inside on the Aston Martin, that's Kevin. Kevin on the inside of Aaron. And he goes past us. I actually went a little bit wide, I thought, but right now around the inside looking a Piper on Milk cannot make it stick as Brownie really has to keep going with the soft. There goes Brownie really wide into the really long corner of turn. I think it's turn 11, I believe. I do not have a track map pulled up, so I will quickly pull it up. As Huff actually had also a pretty good start. I think starting a little bit more back, but now in P6. So Butcha in P7 in the Red Bull. Scavenger's already in the top 10. Alston also gaining up a couple places with some other drivers having a little bit of carnage on the opening lap, but most we're just gonna watch on board with the main drivers as Huff gets the fast lap of 1:25.5. I hope you also have a good as we yellow flying in sector 3 and as an Alpine or is it the Williams driver? That is Gurf. I think that was Gurf who has been spun around in sector 3, maybe made contact or maybe just lost the way on his own. This track can be difficult with traction. Cheers, mate. As Milk and Night Piper swap places. Going into chicane as Dougie looking for a move of Brownie. Brownie is on the soft tire combo, so he will have a little bit more traction, but the sauce will fade away slowly. Lap after lap, those sauce will be less useful. As we're looking also in the background for some fights. I think Kevin is on the rear of Sassy, looking maybe for an overtake. And we're just gonna quickly watch there. And looks like Kevin is gonna go for the inside, and he has his number 91 car in the V-Carb this time instead of the Alpine, and he makes it work, of course. Looking for maybe another overtake for any other driver at the back of the grid. Maybe something is happening. No, but nothing is happening at the moment. So we're back at the front of the field there with one of the McLarens looking pretty loose with that Brownie being Brownie on the exit of the final corner. And hoping some drivers can have a great result. I probably expect most drivers on the mediums to pit around lap 8 to 7 and go to the hard tires. I see that in the background. Dougie under pressure of Max. Max maybe trying to go for the inside look in the hairpin, and that is a beautiful overtake. You gotta give it to him. A beautiful launch down the inside. You can brake really late in that corner, and that's what makes a very good place to overtake, even though you're vulnerable on the next two straights. Right now, Dougie has to defend, and right now Brownie has actually also getting swallowed up. So looking up, there's contact made, and I do not like this. Oh, but there goes Brownie into the wall after the exit of turn 6. Collecting, I think that's Max with him. Brownie is, Dougie is, yeah, Jesus Christ, I cannot speak for. As Dougie has huge front wing damage to the right side of his car, so that will be a race over him. You have to pit. Max also getting collided sadly, and also has front wing damage after that beautiful launch he made. As Kevin and Dave both make up places now. We're just gonna watch on board with this beautiful overshot shot on the hotels section. As so half on the rear of Brownie. Brownie really struggling with those soft medium compounds, and also having a 3-second time penalty. And Digos also gets one. Same with Yashin, who also has a 3-second time penalty. Probably picked it up earlier in the race. As Huff looking at the way, is he gonna go for a lunge down the inside? But the battery is really empty, so he has to recharge a lot going through this straight. I do like Abu Dhabi. It's a great track for racing in my opinion on the F1 games. Also brings out a lot of chaos, as we see there. Piper and Milk going wheel to wheel into the chicane. Hard braking, and they're a little lock up for Milk, but he keeps it to the corner, and Piper takes the lead back again from his rival as Huff makes the move down on Brownie. Kevin is already in 5-lap distance in the top 5, but he has Butcha behind him, so he has to worry about that. But Butcha, I think he just overtook him, as Dave is 1.8 seconds behind Butcha. But I think for Dave, he can also get close to him, as Kevin is really pushing on, trying to win the race from P19, and I would give it to him, as Max has actually left the session. I think he disconnected. Yeah, he disconnected, so I do not have him as a friend, so I cannot add a bet. If somebody else can do that, or Max, if you're in the chat, please add F1_Sander in on the EA, and then I can invite you back. Anyway, we're still looking for Gavin. Gaffing, as we see Brownie is the first one off the top runners to pit. The McLaren driver probably going to the hards, I assume, as Kevin is now in the top 4, hunting down the half, and things are looking very good for the V-Cup drivers. The yellow flag, and that's one of the, I think that is Dougie. Or is that Dougie? No, it's a little bit ahead. I think that was his teammate actually. That was Yashin. As we have also, yeah, Brownie dropping back. Where will the McLaren drop? Of course, the unique pit lane in Abu Dhabi. And I quite like it. I may have not disqualified myself in that pit lane on F124. Which was a bug, so... As Max has joined back, so thankfully for that. But I think his race will be ruined after that critical disconnection. I know a lot about disconnections, and one of my most painful ones, I was doing an esports race for my esports team, Art and ERT. So, and sadly, I disconnected, and in the worst possible place, right after qualifying. So when qualifying was finished, I disconnected. As we see a yellow flag, it's sector 1, and that's, I think, one of the hair drives that we have. Yeah, a safety car. The safety car is out after an accident, and there was Yashin who actually collided, a crash into sector 1. We see actually a very beautiful bug with the front wing not loading in, so that's very beautiful. As yeah, all the top runs were just pit in for the hard tires. And for some people who are already boxed, this is probably the worst timing. And the people on the hards are gonna be fuming. Austin's not gonna be happy. We have also Oliver. Yeah, actually, that might have been the best friend. He can actually catch up. So also for Dougie, Sniper is actually not also a bad shout. So he can get rid of the soft tires, as all of the drivers will come into the pit lane. It will be... What happened here? Boccia? What? Hey Raf, hey Ollie, welcome to the stream, guys. Sorry I did not notice y'all earlier, but yeah, welcome back. I also noticed y'all you were in the stream yesterday, and I hope you had a great day. I know I did. Was a lovely day with the missus for me. Of course, it is. Yeah. Sometimes women can be confusing. Let's just keep it with that. Next time she's grumpy. Next time she's really happy to see you. La 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 la. As Max again has left the session. Somebody, I think he has my internet, guys. So I'm very grateful I don't have that bad internet anymore. As we see a couple other drivers going to the pit lane for fresh rubber. I will quickly go on board when you mate. On what's the matter? I can see your pit limiter is on. What? A lot of drivers, couple drivers have their pit limiters just on, and they keep, huh? No, I am with you. You're in 21st, I believe. Butcha is in 6, correct? But oh wait, what the hell? Yeah, it still says you're in the pit lane. I don't know what's going on with y'all. This is really strange. I can even not go. Yeah, I cannot also look off board with y'all, but y'all two are both stuck in the pit limiter. I would suggest pitting again, try to maybe get rid of it. As I don't know what on earth is happening here. As Fabian actually gets out of the pit lane. What the hell? Same goes with. Yeah. This game is really bugging for me, man. You're probably wondering what happened to Kevin. His wheel, I think his Valentech disconnected mid-corner, and he could not slow down. So that's what happened to him, if you're wondering what happened. I am just as confused as probably the rest is with the Red Bull and V-Carb, both being stuck in the pits for some time. It's really weird. Anyway, we're watching a board with Nova Piper, the Audi driver, leading the way with his teammates, and the safety car will be in this lap. So the Piper will set the pace, going through this long left-hander. Also a great corner to have that overtakes, if I might say. It's not that, as we see Milk having a little bit of a moment, but luckily for him he can keep his place. If he went too wide off track, then boo-hoo for him, then Austin would have taken his place. As we see also, by the way, Huff has actually jumped Kevin into the pits. So that's something to keep an eye on. As we are currently also looking for more, Austin of course stayed out. That's the reason why he's in P3. I completely forgot Austin top it, but the Audis are dancing like the Red Bulls as we're currently waiting for Nova to go, and he is going again after the final corner, goes a little bit deep though, it locks up. Probably the cold hard tire is not helping him suit that, as we're back to racing speed, and now we're seeing Alpine actually traveling very slowly. I think that was Hiffy not having the best pace. We see a lot of drivers going off track in the middle sector. We see one of them, still going very slowly. I think, as we're currently looking with Piper as Milk on the inside of Piper, and he has to overtake down before the main straight, but Piper still looking for the overtake, and he maybe is going to defend more battery, and he certainly is riding currently on board with the rear wing of the car, and we're looking also back at other fights, but Milk is still looking for that overtake. Down the inside, it goes a little bit of a lock up, as we're currently watching still with Piper. Piper defending all his might he has, as Milk trying to go around the outside with the exit. How much battery does he have though? We're currently going to look on board with both drivers, as Milk has not enough battery, but he's still going to go for the descent. Down the inside he will go. Around Piper, we're still having this very terrible, as Huff is also maybe looking to join that fight, as also Austin has lost a lot of places due to the old tires, and there goes Milk around the outside in turn 13. That's a beautiful overtake, but right on, he has the inside line. They're still going wheel to wheel. They have been wheel to wheel for almost the whole lap. Since turn 4, they have been wheel to wheel. They're still going wheel to wheel through the hotel section. This is beautiful racing we're seeing here, and Milk gets the jump on Piper. That is such beautiful to see, that both of them are kept clean the whole lap, as also Huff and Kevin are looking. Kevin maybe down the inside, Huff going very deep, misjudged his braking point, and there goes his third place, and there goes his podium. Kevin sneaks up into third place, and there goes a yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's one of the Red Bulls going into the pit lane. Ducky and Hiffy switching places, Huff looking for the overtake on Kevin. Kevin defended it nicely, as with Piper still leading, still hunting second place, I should say. Sorry about that, as Boccia and Aram in the background are fighting there for as we're looking there, and there goes Piper again on the inside of Milk, and down the inside he goes in the late braking, and he has to overtake down, but Milk's trying to make it work around the outside. He's trying to make it work right now, as we see there a car that is Alston having a huge moment at the exit, had a lot of wheel spin, and there goes Kevin. Kevin, we're gonna quickly watch on board what is the view Kevin has. At some point I should have started. It's amazing how kept it clean for that long. Anyway, I agree, Ollie. Oh, there goes a little bit. Piper goes a little bit deep. Maybe Kevin trying to set up for the overtake through this next corner. There's not enough space, but there's and Huff also looking, and Dave is also joining. Brownie is joining. Austin is also joining, but remember, Austin has the old hard tires. So right now looking around the outside. Nope, nothing for all of them. They're still looking in the train there, and Aston Martin goes wide. There's Sassy. A lot of beautiful racing we're seeing here, as there Kevin around the inside of Milk, and he makes it stick. A beautiful overtake from the V-Cup driver, riding that inside curve, and now hunting for Piper and hunting for that first place again, like he tried to win in Monaco. I think he won the first race in Belgium today at I think it was the 12 p.m. or the 12 or 10 a.m. stream. Anyway, on board with Kevin, the V-Carb. Huff is looking for Milk. You can see it on the Delta. And we're quickly gonna watch with Huff. Huff down the inside. Huff Milk, we've seen it plenty of times with other drivers. Still looking, Huff still on the inside, but the exit line has the more grip and you can get the better traction as Huff moves up. But Dave looking maybe for the overtake on his rival, Mercedes versus Ferrari. We have seen this a lot before. Dave looking for the inside into the back corner. Ooh, a lot of touching though. And Dave can still keep it on the track but loses out to Brownie. Not the best, not the cleanest defense of Milk, I might add, as Piper and Kevin are going wheel to wheel. Piper keeping his foot in, but sadly Kevin did not give that up as now Huff Brownie on the inside through the hotel section. Steals his place back for Piper as Piper's dropping back massively. Is Milk already trying to look, but Milk was off track. Maybe he has to give that back. Piper still going wheel to wheel with his rival. They've been fighting the whole lap after the safety car restart. Now they're fighting again, but this time for the podium places. As Milk and Piper still going wheel to wheel as Kevin trying to pull out after the 1 second race. After 12 laps, Kevin leads the way in Abu Dhabi after starting from P19, I believe. So that's a great recovery driver, and we know he can do it. He has a lot of pace in that car and in his foot and in his on the setup. There's now Dave looking for Piper. Piper struggling massively on those hard tires. The hard tires did not suit him well, and he's dropping back place after place. Dave may be looking for the overtake. Huff closing down the gap on Kevin. Kevin loses a lot of his battery in the first sector as Huff is now 3/10 behind him. And there goes Dave on the inside of Milk. Milk gets pushed off like Lewis Hamilton did, and Milk gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, which in my belief is also what Hamilton should have got in Abu Dhabi. But I will stay biased because Max Verstappen did eventually won the race. But Dave also looking still to get that first podium. I believe in MOR. He is a quick driver, and I know he has the pace. He got the podium earlier today and commentated the race so well. And that the race was in the McLaren. The rider is in the Ferrari, and I know he's got that pace to hunt for that podium. And I would love to see him back on the podium again. As we have a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. Probably maybe locked his car up and went straight on and decided, you know what, I don't bother, keep it on the track. And to be fair, I agree, sometimes the yellow flag sector 2 and the AC is retired, and there's another safety car. And for Austin, this is actually pretty nice. He can go on a fresh set of medium tires. There's some other drivers gonna go on fresh set of mediums. But my question is, will people box go into a new set of mediums or maybe a new set of hards? Or will they stay on the hard and risk getting overtaken by the people on a fresher rubber? We'll see what will happen. Kevin still leads the way, but there was a big shunt down into the long left-hander of turn. I think that's 11. I'm actually going to quickly look up a tracker because I'm actually getting quite difficult for me to remember all the. Oh, I don't need that. I'll just quickly. Yeah. So. Oh, this is the old circle. I need a new one. Yep. Oh. Actually, that's turn 9. So, my apologies for my bad core knowledge. As a lot of people actually pitted from P13 to P18, have all pitted for a fresh medium rubber. Austin will definitely go into the pit, and this is his best chance to pit. He'll probably drop back down to, I think, P12. And I don't know what the rest will do. I have a feeling Max will pit as well. Just because he has the gap behind him. So, it's a smart thing for him to do. And we will watch what the rest will do. I mean, they're all on fresh hards. I mean, 6 up old is not that old. But we'll see what will happen. Kevin going into the pit lane. Fresh rubber for Kevin. What will the rest do? Huff also going. I think everyone's going in there. Milk aggressive on the brakes as we see Piper staying out. He's taking the gamble, hoping, as we also have, Sassy also taking the gamble for the last couple laps. But the fresh medium rubber is going to be, as some people even go to the sauce. We have Dave on the soft tires, with Brownie on the soft tires, with Kevin on the mediums, with Milk on the mediums. In my opinion, Austin also on the mediums. In my opinion, you can go on the softs, but you're going to be quick in the first couple laps, but that's the lap you have the most traffic and you need to overtake the most. That's going to really destroy your tires. But looking at it, the softs are not a bad shout, but in my opinion I would have gone to the mediums. Because it's, when the safety car goes in, it's probably 5 to 6 laps remaining. maybe if you're lucky, you have 4. As Alec has retired, the Red driver is retired from the session, another manual retirement in the pit lane. I know the owners do not fancy a manual retirement unless like something really went wrong. A Sniper and Hiffy are actually swapping places under the safety car and Face as well. Fate, I should say. Oh, nice, Ollie. I hope I also have a PlayStation 5. It's a very nice console. Just make sure that you keep an eye on the cooling chip inside, because the liquid, if you have it stand up, it can melt a lot and it can actually really hurt your PlayStation. I have a couple of mates of mine who also had that, but it was with older models, so if it's a newer one, you will probably not have it. I mean, I have a newer model. I have a PlayStation 5 Slim with almost 1 terabyte of storage, so that's actually pretty big. But as we're going on, still another lap with the safety car. Luckily, there's not the bug where the safety car just goes straight to the pit lane and you have to quickly set the pace. Something I had actually a couple of times on this game. I think one in a Dutch league I was driving in. And also one time on 24 and 23. But yeah, I do miss the good old days from League Race. I remember when I was like beginning 25, and end of 24, my pace on the game was pretty rapid. I actually quite enjoyed both games. But when like mid-game came out, I was like, nah. But that was the time I raced the most. Like I did a lot of competitions for my esports team. I did a lot of fun races. Same kind of here, but I know where my school is going to start again. I'm probably going to have to jump back a little bit with my racing, as we have currently 4 drivers who have not pitted under the safety car, and that being the top 4. Max going to be the hardest because he is on 10 lap all hard, and Kevin is right behind him on fresh meats. But I see one critical thing I am very shocked by, and that's Huff on fresh hard tires. Listen, if it was a 50% race, I would totally give it to you. 10 laps to go, you're scared of the mediums running out of tire wear. Go to the hards, just to make sure. Yeah, I agree, mister. Go to the inter tires. No. Screw that. Go to the wets. Let's all go to the wet tires and have a beautiful race on the wet, and everyone will just have a puncher at the end of the race. No, the wet tires. Anyway, safety cars in this lap, and Piper will set the pace again. This is the second time he's done it. Luckily for him, his main rival is not behind him, but he has Sissy behind him, Butcher behind him, and Max behind him, all on all tires. But the new runners on the fresh rubber are all from P5 down to last place, so it will be difficult for Piper to defend, especially if Kevin is right behind him. They will be quick, especially in the final sector where the grip is massively needed. The mechanical grip is needed through this auto section, and it's so important you have good traction there. Compared to old tires, new tires, oh, you will see the difference. Trust me, I know. As Piper setting the pace, weaving, trying to get temperature in those tires, but will go at the same place. He's currently holding up a lot, but I think he has to go at some point, and he will go. I think he will go now at the exit. Not a bad shout though, but Curve has a 10-second time for ignoring yellow flags. Probably overtook somebody under the safety car, as a lot of people have 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. What on earth happened there? As I think Kevin has won. I'm quickly going to look there. Yeah, Kevin has won. Max has won. Milk has won. Dave has won. Almost everyone has won. I think somebody binned it under the safety car, as Kevin already is up to P4. But this is going to help the top 3 massively. They will probably win this. If Piper can just keep ahead of the people that don't have a penalty, which would be Butcha, Sessi, and sorry, my apologies for my language, Huffy and Oliver, then it's good to go. The rest all have a penalty of some sort, so I don't know what happened there. Yes, finally. Yeah, I have no clue. Brownie gets another free sector to add the race. Kevin already into 3rd place, and he knows he has to, as we see a lot of contact there between the background, between the competitors. We see Austin and Dave scrapping away for P8. We're currently running aboard with the Ferrari man, trying to go for the inside line into the hard braking zone of turn 13. Looking on the outside of the soft tires. Can he pull it off though? And he does pull it off. It's a beautiful overtake from Dave, but he gets boxed in by Max though. Still on the inside, Dave looking for the overtake, and Dave is on the hunter. That's a beautiful overtake still from the Swiss driver, and we would love to see that type of hard racing in this league. We're currently looking at the front. Sassy also with a time build, and I think that's a 3 second. So at the moment it's looking the best for Nova Piper to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with 4 laps remaining. Kevin on the inside looking for the overtake on Sassy, cannot make it stick. Milk on the inside, outside of a butcher, I would say. Sorry about that mistake. As we see Dave also looking for another place, is still looking to defend from Austin. On the first moment, there's Max, who has spun out on the old hard tires, so it did not work out. As we see Kevin up into P2, Brownie retiring on track, so that will be investigated probably by the stewards, because let's be real, that is not allowed. If you retire on track, let's be real, do it in the pit lane. Thank you very much. As we have 5 retirements, as we see Kevin looking to overtake Piper. Piper knows if Kevin is loose, he will probably has a chance to close the gap around the outside. Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri, in this case Kevin, makes the move stick, and Kevin is free to close down that gap and looking maybe for a potential another victory. But he has a lot of work to do with that match. See Dave is trying to fight with Butcher, and there goes Dave sideways. And Dave, oh, what happened to Dave? Dave's wheel has probably disconnected itself. Not the race for Dave, and I know that's probably what happened, because I know he had issues with that. Is already Kevin out of the 1 second radius of Piper, but he needs another 9 seconds in order to claim that victory. Otherwise Piper needs to keep it clean and he will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Dave is disqualified for parking in the wrong decision place. I'm very sad for him to see. I would have loved to see him on the podium, but Kevin still hunting, as Dave is now disqualified officially down to 16 men or women. I don't know if people are there females in here, we don't know, and if I don't say it right I will probably get cancelled. But anyway, we still have Piper 1.7 seconds, but he does not have to overtake, but he still has overtake mode actually, kind of surprising. But Kevin probably pulled out of him, as we see in the background. Austin with Butcher. Austin has way fresher tires, so Butcher will just let him go, because Butcher does not have a time penalty, remember. It says already 2 seconds. Kevin clearly pushing on. If it was a 3 second time penalty, I would have said, Kevin, you can do it. But with him as Milk actually gets past Piper. A great overtake for him, as Oliver has a 10 second time for corner cutting. Also not a great race for the man himself in the Alpine. We have a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is Glitch Max. Max, who has a moment again, exiting turn 9. That corner is very dangerous with the throttle. We have 2 laps remaining after Kevin crosses the line, and it is only 2.2 seconds. There needs to be a miracle for the Dutchman in order to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We know he's rapid, we know he has pace. Sometimes maybe bad luck can help other drivers win. The same what happened yesterday in Monaco, where his pedals disconnected and he could not brake and just went straight into the wall, into Nouvelle Chicane. And that also brought a very happy smile on a certain man's face, who is sadly not driving, I believe. No, he's not driving, but we did witness a key and podium that first time. As Kevin's still looking, but we're also watching at the rest of the grid, as we see Sassy on the charge and Huff looking for the inside of the Aston Martin, and that's a beautiful launch though. And Huff has the fresher rubber, now looking for Piper. Piper is struggling on those old hard tires, and those tire penalties weren't there. He would be swallowed alive by the whole crew. But Huff knows that the time penalty is not helping. We're quickly gonna look at the penalties. A lot of people got 10 seconds. I think a certain man had a moment. My guess is either it was Butcher or someone like that, because they don't have time penalties like that massively. But it was somebody who either slowed down way too much and they overtook him and thought it was clean, or they just got a time penalty for the game for no reason. But we're watching on board with Kevin, and he did everything right actually today, but due to the time penalty he will probably not win the race. And Milk also did everything right, and Piper is just struggling massively on those 30 lap old hards, and he's really lucky. You gotta give it to him. I mean, he drove very great, but sometimes luck is on people's side. A lot of wins and championships have been decided on this track with I'm just gonna say it, with luck. Sometimes in motorsport you need luck to win, And if you do everything right and something bad happens, then yeah, it can be over and out in the earliest second, you know. But right now, Kevin's still leading away, but he has actually done the 3-second gap I told him he would do. But if he had a couple more laps, he would have done it. He would have pulled out of the 10-second probably and would have won the Grand Prix. As I think it's even 5 seconds still now. So yeah, the half the time he needed. If it was an all the F1 game, he would have gotten a 5 seconds. I think they changed it on F1 2024. They changed to 10 seconds, I believe, maybe even 25 it was. But sadly, we're a couple games further in the time. Kevin has done everything right he needed to do. He started for P19, but sadly, due to a mistake on the safety car and overtaking a car, he will have a 10 second. But Kevin crosses the line and will take the checkered flag for the first time in Abu Dhabi. But Milk also has 10 seconds, but Nova Piper will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the social race at the last race on the Saturday. And a lot of position, but actually Kevin keeps his second place, so he will be proud of that. But gutted that he did not get to victory, as Boccia gets third place, Sessi fourth, Huff gets a fifth, with Milk at the moment in sixth, Austin after those pit stop in 7. We have Hiffy in P8, great recovery there for him, as well Aaron in P9, Sniper in P10, Dougie in P11, Max in P12, Ghost in P13, Fate in 14, Oliver in 15, and Fabian the best crossing line for last. Oh, does he actually need to do another lap? No, I think he's finished. As we are done for the Grand Prix, as Noah Piper has won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and I hopefully y'all enjoyed this race. I certainly did. Some great battles in here, and hopefully you can see some. Why are we in the pit lane? That's Piper stepping on the top step off the podium. Kevin letting us know his frustrations in the chat, and I totally agree with him. I have no idea what happened, but a lot of people got a 10 seconds, and I think even one of them got his wheel disconnecting, which that being Dave. But yeah, we have an Audi on top, a Red Bull in third, and a V-Carb in second. And in my opinion, it should have been a V-Cup in P1. But anyway, this was your Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and my name is Sander. I will hopefully see you soon again for another round around MOR eSports. So have a good day. Bye-bye.